Hey guys, so we're at the Delphini residence here. I'm out front and I wanted to do an update video on the Moringa tree. I told you guys the goal in one of my videos prior. I told you guys the goal was to get to the top of the house. We did not get to the top of the house, but we did get close. So the house, the roof right here next to the house is about 18 foot. I know that because I had to replace a tile up there and had to get the ladder that would reach up to the 18-foot area. So we got to about 16 foot by the end of the summer, and as you can see, the tree has not really been hit by the winter at all. This is why this tree does so well over here, is it's close to the house, so even when we get frost or freeze, it really doesn't affect the leaves. They don't dry up and crinkle up like they do in the backyard on the other Moringa tree. So this one just basically continues to grow most of the year and doesn't really get hit by the weather. So this tree is double the size of the one in the backyard now. Now is the time that I'm going to cut it down. We're in March, so I'm going to cut it back very significantly back to down here, because it's going to grow another 10 foot this summer at least. So I'm going to cut these areas here and here, and so I'm just going to come by and chop it at this level, right at like 5.5, 6 foot level, and then that'll give it room to grow for the spring and summer, and it'll look nice. If you don't trim these every once in a while, they get kind of gangly and hang over and don't look all that nice. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and show you guys. Alright guys, I'm through. It only took about, I'd say 15 minutes or less. The wood is super soft. The weird thing about Moringa is that the wood is super soft, but it never breaks. So it's very limber in the wind. I haven't had any branches break, but when you're cutting it, it's super simple. It cuts right through like butter. And so I just cut the top off here. I did this last year at about this height, and it grew at least 10 or 12 feet by the end of the summer. So this gets them under control and allows them to start growing again. I was scared at first to do this type of trimming because you work so hard to get a nice shade tree, but these things come back like crazy, and they actually like being cut back quite a bit. It allows them to get healthier branches. So this is 2 years in the ground, guys. Look at the stalk on this thing. And I cut the water off a year ago. So now, because it's shaded, it does hold moisture well over here in the summer. I have another Moringa tree in the backyard that is about half this size, so it does kind of make a difference on the area that you put them in. But super easy to maintain. I trim them once a year, and that's it pretty much. And we pick the leaves off of them most of the year, add them to food and smoothies and stuff like that. So awesome tree. Like I said, I've cut off the water. I shut off the bubbler to it a year ago, and this thing does not get any water other than native rain. So I'll show you how much I trimmed over here. It's quite a lot. So this is my front yard, and these are all the branches that I ended up taking off of it. I'll probably just cut these up and add the leaves, add the dry leaves back to my trees in the backyard for fertilizer, and cut up the branches and use them for firewood. So pretty cool. I would recommend anyone that wants to grow something new to try a Moringa from seed. As you can see, fairly easy to grow. This was from seed 2 years ago. Alright guys, thanks for joining me.